All right, everyone, very special set of battle reports coming at you today. We have Nurgle Snurgle coming up from RAS Reach Tabletop Gaming, so they have come up to the basement. It's going to be very exciting. We're playing two matches here. First up is Tyranids taking on some Nurgle Daemons. So very excited for this. It's going to be awesome. So I have 2,000 points of my Tyranids here in Crusher Stampede. So I have 3 Hive Tyrants, 2 Hive Tyrants and Swarmlord. So this one is kitted out with the Synaptic Hive Blades. He also has adrenal glands, toxin sacs, wings obviously, and also has Rampaging Beast, I think it is, the power, and Aggressive Surge, and Rampaging Beast is the Warlord trait, and then also has Synaptic Barrier for power, and Murderous Size as well. So I used Alpha Beast to gain an extra adaptive physiology, and used Progeny of the Hive Mind to get physiology on him for Murderous Size. He has monsters running Talons and Toxin Sacs, Adrenal Glands, and has Paroxysm and Psychic Scream for power. Swarmlord's rocking with Catalyst and Onslaught. He is my Warlord, this guy here. I didn't mention that. 3 units of Warriors, all with Bioweapon Bond. All just Sliding Talons, just base. All my Lictors have been officially down converted back to their Warriors. 8 Raveners with Death Spitters and Rending Claws. We've got double Dimmas with the Harpy, and then a Barb Hero Duel. And that's 2,000 points of Tyranids.
Hey, Nurgle Snurgle here. Today I am at Basement Wargaming with my big, gooey, Great Unclean One list. So today I have a Battalion with 3 Great Unclean Ones. I have a Exalted one there. He will be my Warlord with Acidic Ichor, and I gave him the Relic Endless Gift, so he'll be healing at the end of each phase if he took a wound. And then I have another Exalted Great Unclean One over there. I did roll for him, and I rolled for the Vomit and the Leadership. And then I also have Rodicus in the back there. Here I have, for my troops, I have 9 Nurglings, 9 Nurglings, 5 Nurglings, and a unit of 3 Nurglings. And I also have a Supreme Auxiliary Detachment, and that was with Scaby Afterax in the middle right there. I do have some summoning points for a Bile Piper as well. And that is the big chunky list.
Hey everyone, so here's the table we're playing on today. So the wonderful folks from RAS Reach brought down the battle boiler, which is amazing. Really brings it together. I'll give it a little overhead look here. Really completes the look. I'm probably going to have to get one now because it just looks so stinking good. As well as the objective markers. We have 3d6 Wargaming objective markers. You can see the cool RAS Reach ones here. Pop that up. As well as you got, of course, the Basement Wargaming ones. You can click the link in the video description for the affiliate program. It supports the channel, as well as you can check out our Patreon page and get a shout out, as well as a Patronic dice that's called out during the battle. So Brian, we will have a dice for each of us that can be rolled, as well as the Hero Duel is named Brian. So we'll be calling out anything special or cool that the Hero Duel does. So the mission here today has 5 objectives. It's all about controlling the middle. So the mission primary, secondary part of it is holding the middle gets you extra points, and then you can also get points if you kill the unit within 6 inches of the center of the table. So 5 together. It's Dawn of War deployment, so 10 inches up on either side. And then in terms of terrain, if you're not familiar with what we use here, we have these pieces here, just obscuring, scalable, count as runes, light cover, that sort of thing on the top. And then with these as well, exact same setup, except for to be in the terrain, you have to be underneath that section. And that's pretty much it. In terms of secondaries, I went with Assassinate, Engage, and I said, let's go for it. And I did to the last. I don't know with the demos, it's pretty, I don't know. I believe in them. That's what we're going to leave it at. And then on the Nurgle side, it was Bring Them Down, Psychic Interrogation, and Stranglehold. Yeah. So we're going to roll off now. Find out who gets to pick the deployment zone. A 2 to a 5. So Nurgle gets to pick their side.
I will pick the convenience side.
The convenient side. That's everyone's favorite side. So we'll come back after deployment and find out who's going first. Alright, so we have deployed here. So we got Nurgle over there. My Tyranids over on this side. So looking at it, I've decided to push this side of the table, as you'll see momentarily. We've got Swarmlord, 3 warriors, Dimma 1, my Murder Tyrant there with his swords hanging out. Dimma number 2, Harpy up on the building there, trying to look like a true aircraft. We've got Brian the Barbed here duel, unit of warriors, Hive Tyrant hanging out right here, along with the Raveners chilling on that side. Then opposing me, we have Nurglings, group 1, group 2 there, that's the 3 one, and then we have Greater Unclean One, that's not the Exalted one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that is the Exalted one, okay. And then we have Lord Chunkington, and then a group of 9 Nurglings, along with the other 2, Rodicus,
Yes.
and then another Great Unclean One there. And then, oh, can't forget these lads here hanging out, so, yeah. And that is it, so, and then they're potentially, well, not potentially, very likely,
Potentially.
what's his name?
Sloppy Bile.
Sloppy Bile Piper, that's what it is. I knew it was Bile something, but Piper. All right, biggest roll of the day here. We're going to find out who's going first, so very, very excited for it. It's going to be a fantastic game. Tyranids will take the first round here, so we'll come back after turn 1 and see how it looks. So movement is done. I'm on the attack here. So we got the warriors getting a nice healthy advance of 5 to grab me at the objective. Dimma leaping over this way to jump in front, and Swarmlord moving up just enough to get within 6 of my Murder Tyrant. Harpy came up, flew up this way, just kind of sitting up there, just to give him some options for shots, and then force anything that has to come to him to go up at least to the building. Dimma leaped up there, advancing. I flew this Tyrant, who has Onslaught to the back, keeping him out of deny range, so trying to play it a little bit tactical there, with Swarmlord moving this guy over that way as well. And then, yeah, so we're going to launch him in. And then over this way, Barb moving up with the warriors. And then the other warriors over on this side, moving forward. They did not advance well, that's why they're just there. And then these guys moving up, grabbing the objective just enough. We're going to volley some shots in at them. In terms of buffs, he is +1 to hit. This Dimma is +1 to hit. And then I gave it to the Harpy as well, so. That is it. So we're going to move into Psychic and Shooting and come back. All right, so that's the end of Psychic and Shooting. A little bad, a little good. We'll start with the bad. Appareled, I had to save my CP reroll for the Tyrant with Onslaught. And she used the stratagem, and I did 6 mortals to myself. Moving along. However, in much better news, though, I dropped this big old chonky guy down to 5 wounds from the Barb here to the shooting. So really, really good rolls for me there coming through. Got Onslaught off, though, so this this Dimma is up here. The Tyrant moved up this way, too, so I'm going to ensure the kill there, hopefully. Feel pretty good about it. And then killed off a Nurgling with the Harpy. And then over this way, these guys killed off, was it 1?
Yes.
One in a wound. And that's it. So we're going to move into the charging and everything. We'll come back after that and see what it's going to look like. All right, so fighting is done. We took out that guy quite handily. The Tyrant went through, doing 24 wounds to him. The ignoring involves is huge for us here. Then he was taken out, Dimma piled in, did a mortal to these guys, and that was it with the chest attack. And that's it. And then the Hive Tyrant as well leaped back with Overrun. So taking out them, and that's it for the turn. So scoring 2 points for engage. We have 3 of the 4 quarters, and that is 3 points for assassinate as well. So starting to chip up on that as well. So we'll move into Nurgle turn 1, and they get to answer back and send the chunk. Alright, so that is movement done for the Nurgles. So over this way, Lord Chonkington has come to challenge the Dimma. And then the Great Unclean One slipped over this way, sneakily, to grab that objective, as well as potentially make a charge over if needed. Nurglings move forward, taking the middle objective to gain some points there, while still holding the back field one as well. And then old Piper is in the middle there. He was summoned. And then these Nurglings are just kind of moving forward, getting positioned to come this way. And then he is going to hold position back there, just kind of see where he needs to be. And that's it. So we're going to move into Psychic, and there is shooting, right?
Yes.
There is. We'll mention it. All right, so Psychic and shooting done. Chip down the old Dema down to 10 wounds with some smites and other powers coming through. My poor Harpy got slapped down to 5. He's still kicking though. That's all right. And that is no. A Ravener wet pop from Psychic power. Yep. All right, and that's it. We'll move into fight. All right, that ends the turn. So my Dimmacaran has fallen. 2 CP spent to bring to fight back. Rolled really bad, but even still did a total of 11, I think 10-ish unsaved wounds to him. I mean, not 10. He's down to 11, so I think he was at 18. So, yeah, so, and then over here, this guy just moved forward, locked the Harpy in combat, nothing happened. Nurglings over here took 3 wounds, and these guys are just hanging out. And that is it. So we're going to move into Tyranids turn 2. So we got ourselves a game here. So a few points being scored on the board for the Nurgles, controlling the middle. I do have an opportunity to wipe that squad out. It's a big ask, but to get some extra points in addition to grabbing that middle, I should be able to do it as there's only 2 Nurglings on the center objective right now. So we'll come back after Tyranids turn 2 movement. All right, so movement's done for Tyranids on turn 2. Getting max for primary objectives. I don't have the center. Well, I have the center now. I'll be getting that. I'm going to be going to clear these guys off. Big commitment there. You'll see in a second. Over this way, swarming, moving up to grab the objective there just to add bodies onto it with the warriors all getting a toe on it. Dimma leaped over there. I know I'm just throwing my to the last step forward. But honestly, if I can just shoot through these guys here, I'm going to be in what you call a good spot. Barbie moved over, hopefully to do a bunch of damage to this guy. Just like the previous round, and maybe chew through him and finish him off. Maybe Murder Tyrant's gonna be able to leap over on that side and get those guys. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then the Harpy left combat and flew over there. So that is it. We'll come into Psychic. So shooting is done. Barb Hierodule, shooting and Psychic is done, I should say. Barb Hierodule taking him down to 8 wounds. Didn't get my 4-up invol off onto the Dimmacaran, but that's okay. Got my extra attacks on him, which is what matters here. This guy also got, what is it? The Loci? The Warp Surge?
Warp Surge.
Warp, he got buffed. well,
the big B.
The big B. Then over this way, killed off a total of 3 bodies there between Psychic and shooting from the Raveners. So that's it. We're going to move into some charges. Going to have my Tyrant going in there. Then obviously we got a big mishmash over this way. And see what happens. So we'll come back after that. All right, so that ends the turn. So the Tyrant came in and did just enough wounds +1 to take out Lord Chonkington, and then the Dimmacaran rolled really well. Did take a bit of damage in return. He's only down to 11 wounds now. So he is chipped down, and he is, again, 5 points for me floating around. But he managed to take him out, and over in the middle, though, the Nurglings holding resilient, and only killed, I think, 2 of them it was in the end, so just minor damage there. Still holding the back objective, as well as my Swarmlord just completely whiffing and doing a single wound of his went through, not killing anything, and then so they're just hanging out. And that's it. So we're going to move into Nurgle. Turn 2. All right, so that excuse me, that is movement done for the Nurgle on turn 2. So these guys falling back away from that Tyrant, so he doesn't get to really swing at them. These guys staying in just to kind of hang out in this objective and hopefully chip down the old Swarmy. Big boss Blues coming through the middle here to take up my Hive Tyrant, get some bring them down points, as well as if Tyrant is killed off, that objective will be back safely in the hands of Nurgle, as well as scoring points for killing a model that is controlling that objective in the middle. So some big points on the table. These Nurglings grabbing that objective as well. And yeah, actually, so if you kill that Tyrant, you'll get strangled too. So you're going all in. Big money right there. So we'll come back after Psychic. All right, so that ends Nurgle turn 2. So the Tyrant lives with, that should be a 5, not a 6. So he's down to 5 wounds. Made a few key saves there, not as much damage coming through. Ravener's tied up as well. We did a ton of wounds to him, but feeling the pain came and saved. Disgusting resilience, we'll say, came and saved the day. Over here, killed off 2 Nurgles, little Nurgles, and then over this way, oh, these guys fell back, so it didn't matter. But that's it. We're going to move into Tyranids turn 3 now. I know it looks pretty good for the Tyranid side, but a lot of my monsters are super weak. Like, he's down to 6. The they're injured, and my Harpy is limping along. So there is a ton of damage. We were saying that whoever got first turn would likely be the one leading this match. But as well as this mission is a tough one too, with those Nurglings that like to forward deploy. But we'll move into turn 3. All right, so movement is done. Warriors coming up to assist Swarmlord. And Barbie came over this way just to put some shots into the Nurglings. Swarmlord's going to come in, or sorry, Swarmlord, Murder Tyrant's going to come in and kill Sloppity. And the Harpy just shuffled over to fire in at the Nurglings on that side. That's it, and I'm just going to let those guys hang out, and then we'll come get them after. So that's it. For movement, we're going to come into Psychic and... All right, that ends Tyranid's turn. So these Nurglings and the Swarmlord just continue to swing away at each other. He's slowly taking them down, but they have just been tying him up the whole game. Just soured, they lost those 6 wounds early. Over this way, he's down to 13 wounds, and my Tyrant is down to 3. Finished off the character there. The Nurglings were killed by the Dimikar, and we're just waiting until all the spikiness is gone before we move them. And that's it for the Tyranid's turn. So we're going to move into Nurgle turn 3, see if we can kill off Mr. Tyrant. Alright, so turn is done. He killed off the Tyrant, stepped onto the objective, just needs to slap them away, and that's it. And that's it for turn 3. We're going to move into Tyranid's turn 4 and see if we can get Boy Blue. What is he at? 12, 13 wounds? 12. Okay. So let's see if my Murder Tyrant can get him. Alright, so we're just going to call the game there. We just played it out to see what would happen and what could get killed. Came down, we were just, the Tyrant here was the end of Nurgle turn, and then the Tyrant would have got to fight him first. He's only got 2 wounds left, so between them, they would have finished him off. But we were talking about it, I just think it was a worst case scenario here for the Nurgle. It's like going second, plus this mission not allowing forward deployment. Made quite a challenge, but it was amazing having Nurgle Snurgle down here, finally getting them on the channel. We're going to be doing another report here against ToRRaDaS on Thousand Suns taking on the Nids. So very, very excited to have a doubleheader here and feature this crossover of 2 local content creators. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for everyone for watching. And again, very awesome having Chaos here. It is chaotic because we have kids everywhere too. But thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.